Hey, I'm Professor Perez. In this video, we are going to multiply fractions, but we are going to focus on a technique that involves reducing before you multiply. This is sometimes referred to as cross-canceling. But before we get started, we need to get out Charlie. He better be ready to go. Hey, Charlie, ready to go? All right. Let's get started right there. 1/8 times 6/5. Now, notice, Charlie, we're multiplying fractions. How do you multiply fractions? Straight across the top, straight across. Very nice. But we can reduce before we multiply because the 6 and the 8 have a common factor of 2. So let's divide that out. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And notice in our numerator, we have 1 times 3, and our denominator is 4 times 5. Now we multiply, we get 3/20. And that is our final answer there. Okay, let's do another one here. 7/6 times 6/5. Well, notice 6 and 6 will cancel. What does that mean? It means they both have a common factor of 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. And you can disregard those. We say they cancel out. But let's write out our steps. In the numerator, we have 7 times 1. And in the denominator, we have 1 times 5. So our answer is 7/5. Some people initially look at the problem and say, oh, the 6 cancel, so my answer is 7/5. That's fine, but always show your work. Okay, here we have 12/7 times 21/8. 21 and 7 have a common factor of 7, so let's divide that out. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Now 12 and 8 have a common factor of 4. So let's divide those by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now some people, when they look at 12 and 8, they think, oh, there's a common factor of 2. Let me divide that out. You can do it that way, but in your next step, you're going to have to reduce. No matter how you approach the problem, we will all end up with the same answer if you're doing things correctly. So anyway, with this problem, in our numerator, we have 3 times 3, and our denominator is 1 times 2. Therefore, our answer is 9/2. Oh, what fun! Let's do another one. Here we have 11/9 times 3/4 times 6/5. Okay, Charlie, give me two numbers that have a common factor. 3 and 9. That's right, they both have a common factor of 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, Charlie, are there any other numbers? 6 and 4. Yes, 6 and 4 both have a common factor of 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, Charlie, now with this problem here, notice our numerator is 11 times 1 times 3, and our denominator is 3 times 2 times 5. Now, notice we have a 3 on the numerator and a 3 in the denominator. So we can divide those numbers out. They have a common factor of 3, right? 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And so in our numerator, we have 11 times 1 times 1, which is 11. And in our denominator, we have 1 times 2 times 5, which is 10. And so our answer is 11/10. So we had to reduce here. Okay, Charlie, let's do another one here. 21/32 times 16/15 times 10/7. Don't get scared. All right, Charlie, notice 16 and 16. 16 and 32 have a common factor of 16, right? We can divide 16 and 32 by 16. 16 divided by 16 is 1. 32 divided by 16 is 2. Okay. 21 and 7 have a common factor of 7. So let's divide that out. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Now 10 and 15 have a common factor of 5. So let's divide that 5 out. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And notice in our numerator, we have 3 times 1 times 2. And our denominator is 2 times 3 times 1. Now notice here, we can divide out the 3's, right? We say they cancel. They become 1 because they're both divisible by 3. We can also divide out the 2's because they both have a common factor of 2. And when you divide them by 2, you get 1's. And so notice in the numerator, you're left with 1's. 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. In our denominator, we're left with 1's. 1 times 1 is 1. And so our final answer is 1 divided by 1, which is 1. That is our final answer for this problem. Oh, what fun. Let's do another fun one. All right, Charlie, don't get scared. 18 over 33 times 9 over 14 times 22 over 3 times 21 over 63. All right, Charlie, now I'm going to help you out with this. 18 and 3 have a common factor of 3, so I'm going to start with that. Now, there's many different ways of doing this problem, but I'm going to do it this way. You can try it another way, but as long as we're doing everything correctly, we'll all get the same answer here. So let me start with this. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now, let's do the 9 and 63, because 9 and 63 have a common factor of 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 63 divided by 9 is 7. Remember, 7 times 9 is 63. Now, let's go to the 22 and the 33. Both those numbers have a common factor of 11. 22 divided by 11 is 2, because 2 times 11 is 22. 33 divided by 11 is 3, because 3 times 11 is 33. And now we have the 21 and 14 left. They both have a common factor of 7. So let's divide that out. 21 divided by 7 is 3, and 14 divided by 7 is what, Charlie? 2. Very nice there. Now notice in our numerator, we have 6 times 1 times 2 times 3. In our denominator, we have 3 times 2 times 1 times 7. Notice here, we have a 2 in the numerator and a 2 in the denominator. So they can cancel out, meaning they become 1s. And now we have a 3 in the numerator and a 3 in the denominator. So those will cancel out. They become 1s, right? And so what do we have left in our numerator? It's 6 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 6. And in our denominator, we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 7, which is 7. And 6/7 is our final answer. Whew. Let's take a break, and I'll see you again soon.